We're good? All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay with this mic? Are we good? People in the back? Yes? Thumbs up? Thank you. Hey, Colleen. How are you? So, good morning, everyone, and folks for coming in. My name is E. Rubman, and I'm the Special Advisor on Victim Services to the Attorney General. And first of all, the Attorney General sends his regrets. He had to go out of state at the last minute, but truly wanted to be here because victim services is very important to him. So first I want to say that I know many of you in the room are survivors, and on behalf of the Office of Attorney General, we see you, we believe you, we feel you, and we want to support you. I would like to recognize some of my amazing colleagues in the room. So right there, Kelly, stick your hand up. This is Kelly Audebray. She is a state treasurer, and she's also the grants manager for OAG grants. And if you have questions about VOCA funding, Kelly knows everything about VOCA funding. So she's here to discuss the nuances of VOCA funding if we need to. Also, we have Bryn Whittle right up here. Bryn is a deputy attorney general, and she oversees community justice and community engagement. And then the person next to her in the maroon is Amy DeWeese, who put this event together, and without whom I would be lost, both figuratively, but also actually, because she saved me a couple times when I got lost in the building. So thank you, Amy. And Amy is just a tireless advocate on behalf of victims and is so committed to this work. So for folks who are watching on YouTube, you can submit your questions. Amy is monitoring the questions, so if there's a relevant question for folks who are coming in through YouTube, you can ask those questions during the Q&A portion. Feel free to send them in ahead of time, and we'll keep them. So my position with the Attorney General represents a new focus for the Office of the Attorney General, namely a concerted effort not just to prosecute crimes, but to support survivors and to break cycles of violence, and also to help victims heal and to make them whole. So I'm not a prosecutor or an attorney. I am a public survivor and a policy expert, and between my own lived experiences and years of working with crime survivors throughout the state and throughout the country, I am acutely aware of the harm caused by victimization. So my task is to work to ensure that we meet the needs of all survivors throughout New Jersey by doing an assessment of all the work that we do that touches victims, reviewing policies and procedures, building cross-agency collaboration, and striving for innovation. So just so folks know, one of the areas that I'm focusing on is using our VOCA dollars to support innovative programming that accesses hard-to-reach victims. And I think most of us in this room are familiar with hard-to-reach victims who you have to do a lot of assertive outreach to connect with them. So I really encourage you to watch our website and to sign up for our email alerts to watch for the new opportunities that are going to be coming out to support innovative programming and through upcoming NOAFs. So having been part of a national community of crime survivors for safety and justice for many years, I know the importance of going into community to listen to the voices of impacted people. And my favorite part of the job is the days like I spent in Camden at a library, just sitting in a circle, listening to survivors and victims talk about their experiences and strategize on how we can better support them and meet them in their needs. So I really invite you to communicate directly with me, invite me to your functions, call me. This is not a job that you can do from behind a desk, so I want to be accessible to all of you and get your feedback as we embark on this project of enhancing victim services. So why are we here today? Today we are going to hear about a model that was piloted in California, my home state by the way, and is being replicated around the country. The Trauma Recovery Center model is designed to provide services to survivors of violence who need us the most. The folks with disabilities, the homeless, the chronically mentally ill, people who use substances, LGBTQ people, immigrant and refugee groups, non-English speaking survivors, people of color, and people living in poverty. TRCs serve victims who are often overlooked and underserved, often tragically to become polyvictims, to fall into greater despair and worse circumstances, or even to become perpetrators themselves. So I would like to hear from you today your thoughts about how the TRC model could fit into the New Jersey victim services landscape. So we are honored to have Dr. Boccellari here from San Francisco to discuss the model that she developed and replicated throughout the country. Dr. B, which she's called, personifies what victim services should look like. She is warm, kind, compassionate, and she treats every single human being with the same grace and compassion. And just in case you think that her kind and gentle demeanor is because she's from California, it's not. She's from Staten Island. So this is her triumphant return to the East Coast. She's been gone for a long time, and I would like you all to give a warm New Jersey welcome to Dr. B. Thank you.
Well, it's really good to be back on the East Coast. I moved to California a very, very long time ago. But as E mentioned, I was born and raised in Staten Island. So for me to be here today, it really is coming home. I want to first thank all of you for making the time to be here today. I know it's a Friday. Everyone has a lot to do. But I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank E and her staff for arranging all of this, but also in the time that I have known E, she is absolutely the real deal in terms of her commitment and her passion for working with survivors of violent crime. And I really do believe that she is wanting to transform things in the state of New Jersey so that every survivor of violent crime has equal and equitable access to the services they need to heal. So what I'm going to be doing is taking you through the Trauma Recovery Center model. We'll have plenty of time at the end for questions. And I want to preface it by saying that this model, I want to do a mea culpa. I started thinking about this model back in the late 1990s. And I will tell you, I have made so many mistakes along the way, and many, many false starts in trying to figure out how we could do a better job at treating survivors of violent crime. And yet, those mistakes are the things I hold closely to me, because it's only by doing those mistakes that we really learn to do a better job. And this model, as E mentioned, is now being replicated in there are 25 TRCs